On their podcast, Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo discussed why they think Khabib is the reason Islam Makhachev is not fighting the Ilia Topuria fight. Kamaru acknowledged that the UFC seems to be pushing for the fight, especially considering the Georgian's claim that he gave up his featherweight title because he was promised a shot at the lightweight title. However, Usman also pointed out that Makhachev has his own reasons for not committing to the fight just yet. Cejudo, on the other hand, feels that the decision is completely outside of Makhachev's control, suggesting that Khabib Nurmagomedov, who is instrumental in directing Islam's career, would probably reject a fight with Topuria in favor of a more familiar opponent. Gaji, Justin with Topuria awaiting clarification and Guy eager for his opportunity. Khabib is now serving as the mentor his late father once was, making sure Islam takes a methodical approach rather than launching into an unpredictably tense battle against the rising Georgian star. The title image for the lightweight is still ambiguous. Which person do you want to see Islam take on next? Comment below.
I think it's a fantastic fight. Islam has his reasons of why that fight is not taking place, but yeah, I don't think it's up. I think the UFC is trying to make that fight, and I do believe Ilia Topuria saying that, yeah, they promised him that title shot. That's why he vacated the belt. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, Henry.
Well, we'll pull up my quote. You want to read my quote, Kamaru Usman? You tell me if am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I don't think it's Islam's choice. Khabib will step in and say no to Topuria for that reason. My guess is Islam versus Justin Gaethje.
Can I give you my explanation on why, and then you can reply?
Go ahead.
King Kamaru Ding. The simple fact that when you have to understand, dude, that Khabib is playing his dad's role now.
Regarding the impending bout between Michael Chandler and Paddy Pimblett, Alex Volkanovski expressed his opinion that it is difficult to anticipate. Chandler will come out firing, applying pressure to Paddy right away because of his explosiveness and unrelenting intensity. Whether Paddy can manage that early storm is the question. Folk recognized Pimblett's progress, particularly in his battle with Bobby Green, where he showed greater poise and planning. Against someone as dangerous as Chandler, that kind of strategy will be essential, but Paddy's route to success probably takes him to the later rounds where he may discover opportunities for positional control or submission. The significant element, the bout consists of 5 rounds. Volkanovski acknowledged that Paddy may dominate the final rounds of a 5-round bout. In the opening 15 minutes, Chandler's explosiveness can pose a significant threat. There will always be pyrotechnics when Chandler enters the cage, so the fight will be thrilling regardless of the result. How do you feel about this incredible battle? Is it possible for Paddy to pass Chandler?
It's good. It's going to be fun. Yeah, Chandler and Pimblett. Interesting one, man. It's a hard one to pick. Hard one to pick because Chandler is so dangerous, explosive, right? You know he's going to come guns blazing. You know, can Paddy Pimblett fight that right fight? I think in them later rounds, Paddy Pimblett can maybe... Because he showed, against Green, he showed a lot more composure and strategy, which I thought was great, which he will need. So it's a tricky one because who's the favourite in this one? I think I've seen that. Paddy Pimblett was a favourite, maybe?
Yeah, I think Paddy might be the favourite.
Yeah, something like that. So it's a tricky one. I think this is a tough matchup for Paddy Pimblett, though. Having someone so aggressive, explosive, his grappling is going to be hard I can't see him out grappling Chandler early. Later on, maybe getting positions and maybe look for submissions and stuff like that.
Luke Thomas acknowledged that Shauna Ali had a chance and responded to his assertion that he will be a far better version of himself in a rematch with Merab Dvalishvili now that he is fully recovered from an injury that hampered his preparation and performance in their first bout. Luke thinks there won't be much of a difference in the battle. On his podcast, Ali described how his injury had been severe before the fight, limiting both his preparation and performance in the cage. Now that he is healthy, he promises to give his best performance yet, but he surprised fans by saying that if he loses, he will be happy with what he has. Despite Sean landing a devastating TP kick at the end of the 5th round, their first fight was fairly one-sided. Merab secured the bantamweight title with a dominant win, and he then defeated Umar Nurmagomedov to extend his winning streak to 10. This is a stark contrast to his previous mentality of doing whatever it takes to win, which led some to speculate that he may have lost the hunger that once fueled his rise. Do you look forward to this rematch? Do you believe Suga's chances of winning are realistic? Comment below.
Better it's going to be. I can absolutely see a scenario where it's better at the margins, but, effectively what happened in the first fight was more or less repeated. That's something we could see too, where it's okay, cleaned up something around this scenario. I mean, just think about realistically, like, what do you have to work on if you're Sean? And the tactical answer is many things, but the big picture is you have to stop the takedown, you have to create separation, and you have to hurt him. Like, everyone does this game with Merab where they just try and neutralize him, and that does nothing because he's got an endless gas tank to just keep trying, and he does. He gets stronger as time goes on, not weaker, unless you can actually hurt him. You have to legitimately hurt the guy. So easier said than done, and how you do that is really the answer. So I could see some improvements on that. And again, I don't think it's out of the question by any stretch of the imagination that he could win.
Belal Muhammad has made it clear that he doesn't respect Ilia Topuria, and there has never been a battle planned between the two. Belal has recently made it clear that he doesn't respect the former featherweight champion by taking a number of jabs at him. Topuria's audacious declaration that he would defeat Islam Makhachev in a fight was the catalyst for the conflict, as Belal, one of Islam's closest training partners, took offense. The Georgian was getting ahead of himself and would get smashed if he ever stepped up to lightweight, he said, dismissing Ilia's confidence. When Ilia made a jab at Khabib Nurmagomedov, saying that he would have defeated him if they had lived in the same time period, the situation became even more heated. That was the last straw for Belal, who retaliated right once, accusing him of being insane and of disdaining the fighters who came before him. That's not where Belal has stopped. He never passes up the chance to minimize his accomplishments whenever Ilia's name is mentioned, saying that he hasn't been put to the test against tough wrestlers and that his inflated expectations will be revealed if he advances with Ilia. With the switch to lightweight, it's likely that one of the interviews will just intensify this feud. In a recent Instagram Q&A live session with Georgian supporters, Ilia reacted to Belal's open dare to AI street brawl to see who is the true tough guy.